Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to our channel. We're offended, you're offended. I'm Kim. This guy here's Tyler.
And I'm Tyler. I'm looking at photos of BC being inundated. You like that one? With water?
Oh, yeah, I heard that there was like a mudslide or something. Is that what it was?
A few. A few.
I know your mom called asking if you were traveling through there. She was all worried.
No, fortunately, I'm going the other way. No, I'm looking at, like, there are places, like, I know those places, and that, like, the roads are just gone.
Really?
Like, I am very, very familiar with that area.
Well, I know she had mentioned
those
something.
highways for a few years.
Yeah. I know she mentioned something about the Coca-Cola. I was like, well, yeah, he was always going down there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so before we get into anything, just a reminder to everybody, in case you didn't know, we are... Really? Are you purring into the microphone, or are you trying to be Yoda?
Am I what? Sorry?
I said, are you...
what?
I asked if you were purring into the mic, or if you were trying to be Yoda.
No, I'm not doing anything.
You were making weird noises. Like, legit. Are you unaware of the weird noises you were making?
I wasn't making any noises.
Anyway, for anybody who doesn't know, see, you're doing it again. Son of a bitch. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. You can also catch us on YouTube, Rumble, Spotify, Anchor, anywhere you want to listen to your podcast, we'll be there. And thankfully, we haven't been like the Scientology podcast Fair Game yet. Oh, which reminds me. Okay, so for anybody who's been listening to us. Yeah. So anybody who's been listening to us and heard one podcast like in the beginning about how the podcast that I like listening to is called Fair Game with Leah Remini and Mike Rinder. Now,
what's her name?
Leah Remini.
What's her name?
Shut up. Anyway, so
Remini.
Remini
Snickets Remini.
Ow. Hey, shush.
How come you can say Remini and you can't say anemone?
Because they're two totally different words. How did I know you were going to do that? As soon as you said, how can you say, I already heard it stuttering in my head. I can't even think it properly. Okay, anyway. Yeah, for anybody who's like, what is he talking about? That is legit how I sound when I try to say that stupid word. I start turning into the Rain Man and I can't get it out. Or like an engine just trying to, I can't get over that hump. It's really annoying.
One crackhead.
Oh, God.
Two crackhead.
Anyway, so there's a podcast I like listening to, the Scientology Fair Game podcast. Now, I was listening to it, then all of a sudden, it disappeared. It turned into this, it was called Morbid True Crime podcast or whatever, but it was from the subscription of my Scientology podcast. Now, all of a sudden, this Morbid podcast had 2 videos out, yet they had all the subscribers that the Scientology podcast had. It was crazy. So anyway, I waited a little while later, kept searching for it, finally found it again. And then they started uploading their podcasts again. Then all of a sudden I started getting these notifications from Nancy Grace. And I'm like,
oh, and I hate
Tyler was like, why did you subscribe to Nancy Grace? I'm like, I don't even know who Nancy Grace is. I didn't subscribe to her. And then it clicked. I was like, wait, check to see if you can find Fair Game. And then he looked. What happened? Yes. They canceled them again. They fair gamed them again. And then they swapped it with Nancy Grace. So then all of a sudden you look on there and there was podcasts from Scientology, then Nancy Grace, And it kept doing that until all of a sudden it was just Nancy Grace. Fair game was gone again. And I just happened to like look it up and they are back again. But it's funny, they only get to like a certain amount of videos or podcasts and then all of a sudden they get booted. See, this is how crazy Scientology is, kids. Do not get involved in that cult. Like literally, they're just trying to tell the truth and be out there and be heard. And they keep canceling them and taking them down. It is some crazy shit. Also, oh my God. So I won't mention any names, but I do have a really good friend who was into Scientology before. And then she came out, thankfully. Good on you for having a brain, my darling.
They.
No.
Fucking asshole.
No, she's a she. She's a she.
No. You're supposed to hide their identity, dickhole.
Anyway, so she had happened to send me a screenshot of the emails that she gets. Okay, this was years ago. She was involved in Scientology. They legit still send her emails pretty much on a daily basis trying to get her to go back into the Sea Org and do this and do that. I'm like, holy shit. Like, it is insane. These people, I tell you, they're persistent, scary motherfuckers.
I don't see, but that's the thing. So Scientology is a small group. It's a very, very small group. They are. It's okay. They might have little offices or whatever, little indoctrination cults everywhere. The thing is, for me, cool. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Like, okay, a bunch of threats. But if everyone spoke up, the thing is, like, the people that stay silent, okay, you're allowing it to happen.
Well, yeah, which is like everybody who's involved in it. I mean, the one good thing that has come out of Leah Remini and Mike Rinder doing these podcasts that they have been doing and doing the television show, the Scientology Aftermath that they did for 2 seasons. The good thing about this is it's getting it more out there. So it's making it less likely for people to actually join. But the people who are already in it and raise their children in it, well, there's not a lot of people who are coming out. There are some, and it's really admirable that they really try to help these people. But I don't know. It is just mind-boggling to me. It really is. And I'm so weirdly fascinated by it. Not that I actually believe in this stuff. It's just like, you know, it's like driving by a car accident. You just can't help but stare at it. Try to look like, oh, I think I saw a finger. You know, you just want to like investigate it and look at it. That's how I am with Scientology. It's like, I need to know.
I would say it's more interesting because of the absolute psychosis that group has.
Yes.
Like, okay, maybe just the people that follow it, or I should say that are part of the cult. Like, you know, frankly, it is a cult. And if you see any of the stuff they do, yeah, it's a cult.
Oh,
but
yeah.
It's a cult that has money. It's not like Charles Manson cult where the guy doesn't have any. But, you know, I'm kind of sympathetic to Charles Manson. But, you know.
In which way exactly?
Because when he said, like, he was a product of the MK Ultra.
Okay,
He was literally a product of being fucked with his mind being ruined. And then them just, just let him go.
Okay. In that retrospect, yes, I will agree with you on that. What they actually did to him, I feel that had they not messed with his head so much, he probably wouldn't have been the monster that he turned into.
Yeah. And then the government flips around and says, oh, he's an evil human being. Well, did you ever see that meme of like the 2 stick figures and one figure says to the other, like why are you this way? And the other one walks up to them and whispers, like, because of you.
Yeah.
Like,
no,
that's
creepy. Huh?
Yeah. Like that's literally it. Like, he is the way he was the way he was literally because the government ruined his mind.
That they did. Yep.
And and the fact that like he knew it. He knew that he was broken. He knew that his head was fucked with, and possibly that he was actually encouraged by the CIA.
Oh, yes, that is actually a perfect word for it. Encouraged. Yes. 100% he was. I mean, there are some sick individuals out there, like that other cult thing that, I shared with you the other day. That that was a Canadian one. That one is a messed up one, but that's just some messed up human being. I mean, Charles Manson, though, however, he was severely messed with.
Yeah.
He was literally a product of what the government created, which is super sad.
Yeah. So, yeah, I actually have sympathy for him. I have a lot of things like, not a lot of, I don't have a lot of things. Sorry, I don't. But I have a lot of sympathy for people that were, were experimented on. Like there was the discussion about Operation Midnight Climax that, people were fucked with.
Yeah.
Men that stare at goats, all this type of stuff. And what's crazy is like they'll shut down a program. Like they'll say, oh, because of public backlash, we've decided to end the funding for this. It just goes into black book funding. It just goes into the void. So they suddenly, oh, look, $200 million are gone. Don't know where that went. Yeah, because it's in black budgets.
It just disappeared. Oh, like all that money right before 9/11. What happened to it? I don't know.
Yeah, so I sent you the thing. Like Nancy Grace she's a piece of shit. Like she is not a good person. I'll say that she's not a good person.
See, it was her. I knew it. I remember when you were telling me about how she just kept pushing this one girl, and I was like, I wonder if it was that girl that I just listened to a podcast on, who finally got out of. She was literally kidnapped, but she was in plain sight. Because they would always just keep her, guard or like covered up and stuff like that, but would bring her around, and they almost had their own little like weird cult thing. And she did not want to talk. Like she would talk about a lot of the other stuff, like the room that he kept her in, the things that she was able to eat, what she was able to do, da 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 da. But she kept pushing for, well, what did he do to you? Like, did he touch you? Did he do this? And she just, I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. And she kept pushing and pushing and pushing. And like, this is something she did not want to discuss. Like, poor girl was how long? God, I can't even remember how long she was in his
basement.
Yeah, a tiny little room in his basement. It was so gross. But I can't even remember how long she was in there, but it was years. And she didn't want to talk about it. And nobody should force this poor girl to talk about these type of things on national television. If like she was out there, and even now, like she does a lot of good work for people. Like she advocates for people, and she's doing a lot of charity work, and like she's really out there trying to help people now.
Who, Nancy Grace?
No. Elizabeth Smart.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As soon as I seen the picture, I was like, oh my God, it is her. Because I remember when you were telling me about berating this girl, I was like, I wonder if it was her. Because I remember hearing that somebody kept going at her until finally she was like, I'm done. And she just didn't want to have the conversation anymore. She just stopped talking.
Yeah. And so there was one real big one. Yeah. So that one, like, that was the first one that I seen. And I don't like, just Nancy Grace just is not a good person. Like, she literally would exploit people.
I could see that 100%.
And there's an article from Russia Times. Talk like they're talking about the type of person that Nancy Grace was, and they were happy to see her finally get kicked out. So like I remember like the George Zimmerman. Yeah, Yeah, I remember. I vaguely remember this. So surprisingly, Nancy Grace's victim rights advocacy extended to unarmed teenager Trayvon Martin, who railed against the man who killed him while standing his ground, George Zimmerman. I I just remember hearing about stuff about Zimmerman. However, her comments did exactly endear her to Black Lives Matter activists. Okay, well, yeah. Reacting to comments made by Zimmerman's attorney during closing arguments that his half Hispanic, half Jewish vigilante client wanted to get back to his life, Grace launched into a tirade. Give Zimmerman back his life. He's out on bond, drive through Taco Bell every night, having a churro. Who's going to give life back to Trayvon Martin? Okay, so I think she kind of red pilled me if I remember the thing with Trayvon Martin, 17-year-old African from Miami Gardens, who was fatally shot in Sanford, Florida, by George Zimmerman, 28-year-old Hispanic American. Martin had gone with his father to visit his father's fiancée at her townhouse. I'm gonna have to look at this because if I remember correctly, see, and this is the hard thing with Wikipedia because they.
Well, you can just change it. Like people can change shit in it.
Yeah. He shot Martin in self-defense and was not charged with crime. See, I vaguely remember this. But it's weird how they put this because as far as I remember, Zimmerman was acquitted. George Zimmerman. I believe he was acquitted. If I remember correctly. But there was something going on with this. Was in the wrong place at the wrong time, walking back from a 7-Eleven to the Sanford, Florida townhouse of his father's fiancée on a dark and rainy February evening in 2012. Martin aroused the suspicions of neighborhood watch leader George Zimmerman, setting in motion a chain of events that led to Martin's death and one of the most intensely followed trials of the 21st century. Well, I guess, fuck me. As the case progressed, shortly after 7 p.m. on Sunday, 17-year-old Trayvon Martin talked on his cell phone with a friend. He carried a bag of Skittles and an Arizona watermelon juice cooler. Okay, that's a little on the nose, don't you think? Really?
Like a lot.
As he headed along, wait, Arizona watermelon. Oh, the Arizona. I was thinking that it was alcohol. Never mind. Yeah, juice cooler. Whatever. When George Zimmerman, driving his SUV to Target for an errand, looked out his window, he spotted Martin and concluded, as he told the police in a cell phone call, he was a real suspicious guy. What Martin made him suspicious is not completely clear. Blah blah blah. Oh, are we gonna play this fucking game? Okay.
And what game is that?
Like, oh, I'm gonna put like 2 paragraphs and then you have to flip, but maybe not. What was the? I don't remember the conclusion.
I hate those articles.
Okay, so what was the verdict? Where's the verdict? Verdict. Just give me the verdict. Can I get the verdict? Verdict. All right. Well, anyways, whatever. What was the verdict? Verdict. There we go. All right. Let's see what happened. Found not guilty. Was found not guilty. I would have to. I don't know. All these the ones that get it's weird. The ones that get such national attention, there's so much misinformation in them that I can't go to CNN. Like,
I
if
know.
I go to CNN, it's gonna give so much conjecture, so much opinion.
Conjecture.
Zimmerman. George, what did I say?
No, you said it.
Right.
I've just, that's a big word. I've never heard that word
Oh,
before.
well, they're inserting their opinion.
Ah.
George Zimmerman never denied shooting Trayvon Martin, but he said he did so in self-defense. The verdict caps a case that has inflamed passions for well over a year. Gee, I wonder why, fucking CNN. The 6 jurors, all of them women, deliberated for 16 and a half hours. 5 of the women are white. 1 is a minority. Okay, because that's relevant, I guess.
Uh-huh.
Sure. When he heard his fate, Zimmerman had little visible reaction. He turned and shook the hand of one of his attorneys before sitting back down, smiling only after court was adjourned. Well, why would he not smile if he was found not guilty?
I mean, how
Even though I
dare
am
he?
brokenhearted. Zimmerman's brother, blah, blah, blah. The jury had 3 choices: to find Zimmerman guilty of second-degree murder, to find him guilty of a lesser charge of manslaughter, or to find him not guilty. I don't know. Maybe this was like the whole catalyst, because like if you see like so I made a comment on one of Jack Posovic's tweets about like the Kyle Rittenhouse trial was starting. And I said, well, do you think it's going to be like a political prosecution like Chauvin? Or this is going to be like Chauvin 2.0? And so someone chimed in. Maybe I didn't explain it well enough, but whatever. It was just, I figured everyone that was on Twitter and followed Jack would understand the context of Chauvin, and the trial was plagued with protesters, with an adversarial jury, with God, with I would like, and I'm not saying Derek Chauvin was innocent, but his prosecution was not a fair trial. That's the point I was making. When people are threatening jurors, when their information got leaked, and jurors were getting harassed over and over and over, and if you don't find them guilty, things are going to happen. An old juror's home had like a pig's head and pig's blood left on their door. So, and regardless if Derek Chauvin did it or not, he did not get a fair trial.
Yeah, I feel like that was a little excessive, don't you think?
Yeah, one of the jurors ended up saying it was something to the effect of that he had a Black Lives Matter shirt, and that he had actually gone and attended Black Lives Matter, that rally.
Yeah.
He actually attended them. Okay, well, he is an adversarial jury because he has a motivated, or I guess it'd be motivated reasoning to convict Derek Chauvin.
Yeah, which is funny because normally when you go for jury duty, they're supposed to ask certain questions, and if you answer yay,
you're supposed to be impartial.
Exactly. So if you're one that's already on that side of things, then he should never have been one of the jurors to begin with.
Well, and he said that, I think he ended up like tweeting it or making a statement like, we have to infiltrate and get justice wherever we can. It was something to that effect. I'm not saying exactly what he said, but it was something to that effect. So, and I guess in response, like the George Floyd thing, the city, like Minneapolis, had already settled before the court, like the trial even was done. So the city is already saying, yeah, you know what, our police officers screwed up. We're going to pay you out. Well, if any jury hears that, do you not think that they're going to say, well, if the city is saying that they screwed up and they paid out, $27 million, God, he must have done something wrong.
Yeah, 100%.
So that's like my argument is he didn't get a fair trial. He didn't actually get his day in court. And it was like I watched the court the trial. And I thought the defense made it very clear. I thought a lot of their testimony and a lot of the defense's case, I thought it was very solid. And that's not from a motivated spot. Like, yeah, okay, George Floyd, like, to say that he's a martyr and a pillar of his community. Well, okay, let's
Relax a little.
a little bit, yeah. Well, this is also the same person that stuck his gun in a pregnant woman's stomach and said that he would shoot if she didn't give him all her stuff. So that was the pillar of a community. That was the great person, and a person that struggled with addiction and burglarized. Like, he terrorized his community, flat out terrorized his community.
See, and that's the thing. Like, okay, the way that he was treated, was it right? Absolutely not. I do not condone the way that he was treated whatsoever, and I think that it was very wrong. However,
like, did he deserve to die?
Well, no, absolutely not.
No.
But people turning him into some kind of hero, I don't think that's right at all either. Like, call a spade a spade. Like, this guy, sorry, he was a piece of shit, but the cop who killed him was also a piece of shit. So, yeah. I mean,
well, and when you see that whole interaction, first thing out of his mouth, like, and they were saying that the cop was looking like he came looking for a black man. Come
Relax.
on, that's
a little presumptuous.
So, well, it's not only presumptuous, like, that is such a loaded way to say anything. Yeah. And when you see the video, and you know what, like I said, what happened, regarding the trial, yeah, it was. I think it was a political prosecution. It was to make a point. It was, people were afraid. Well, look what happened. The shit was burning down. The U.S. was on fire. Yeah. I posted a tweet that the U.S. in 2020 and 2021 seen record high CO2 levels because they switched over to burning renewable. They switched over to burning wood or renewable fuel sources. Yeah,
buildings.
They were. Yeah, exactly. So, you think people don't know that? And when the jurors had to be escorted in under security, like armed guards, think that doesn't play in their heads? Like, one juror came out and said, yeah, I didn't want to be attacked. So, but so, like, when you see the video, they're trying to help him. They put him in the car and they say, hey, we're going to put you in. And there was, okay, sorry. I just, there's so much. And it didn't look like a fair trial. It looked like a political trial. It looked like there was motivated reasoning to convict him. That's what I'm saying. But when you see the video, they're trying to get George Floyd into the car, into the police cruiser. He's kicking them, and almost every police officer, every defense, or even on the prosecution side, they were saying that no, they could have used more force, and they chose not to. They could have been more forceful with him, but they weren't. So, and if you think in the back, like, let's say, like, you're a police officer. Okay, well, you already have this scrutiny on you, and people already think cops are bad people. Okay, well, you start taking different actions. You think cops don't see what's happening in what's like happening in, like, New York, what was happening, all over the place. Yeah, George Floyd sparked it, but Ferguson got, I can't even think of all the play. It all just kind of blends together. But, like, is there actual, like, police atrocities? Yeah. Just like, and I've said before, just like police are police. Police are people. There are good people and there are bad people. Yep. But so, you see, like, when police are saying that he was actually justified to use more force and he didn't, and because there was an adversarial or a hostile crowd, well, they ended up having what they had to do was actually get George Floyd under control, and then they had to bring him to the EMS. EMS could not get there. EMS will not go into a hostile area. The police go in first, they secure the area, give a safe area for EMS to work, and then EMS leaves, and then the police leave.
Yeah.
So, and I'm like I said, I'm not saying what happened to George was right. But if you look at like the totality of the situation, well, okay, was he on him too long? I don't know. Did he have his full weight on him? I don't know. They showed pictures once in a while that, like, okay, maybe he was adjusting, just trying to hold him there. Like, I don't know. The thing is, I wasn't there. I see the videos, and I see them trying to, here, get in the car. Oh, well, to put the air on for you. And then George is saying, oh no, get me out, put me on the ground, put me on the ground. So they put him on the ground. They actually did what he said. And it's like, now he was being prosecuted because he was actually trying to, at least what it looked like to me, like he was actually trying to, help him. They knew each other. You think like for me, like, let's say if, me and someone that I knew years ago, we worked security at the same place. And now I see him that, well, he's given loose, fake, like, counterfeit bills. You see he's all hopped up on drugs. I would almost feel like, okay, so when you and me went to a strip club years ago.
Yeah, we gotta do that again sometime. That was fun.
Or maybe, I don't know if it was you and me, or was it? Fuck, I don't know. It was you. Well, no, it was either when you and I went. It was when we went to Teasers, when Teasers was still around. I don't know.
I'm gonna say, do you do this often with girls?
No, but I don't. I remember it was at Teasers, and I don't remember if it was with you or if it was with a friend of mine.
Okay.
And there was a girl that I seen. Well, she was stripping, but it was a girl I used to go to school with.
Yeah, sounds familiar.
Does this okay, so maybe it was. Okay, but so, like, when you've seen her, like, she wasn't a bad looking person when she was in like high school, but then you see, like, she looks like she's all hopped up on coke,
just rough as fuck.
Yeah, like, she had bruises all over her arms, and, like, you see, like, sorry to say, like, her tits looked like they looked deflated. So she looked emaciated. She looked like she didn't look healthy.
I don't think it was me that was with you, but I remember you telling me the story.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think I seen her. I think you were actually telling me the story when we were there.
Maybe. But so, like, when I seen her, I just felt bad. That's all I felt. It wasn't like, hey, it's a bunch of tits.
Really, that's what I was thinking. I'm just kidding.
No, but it was like, fuck, fucking buzzkill. Like, I'm
there
trying
goes
to
my tent.
Well, I'm trying to objectify you, and I can't. I can't.
I just feel bad.
For you. Yeah,
you're ruining it for me.
Yeah.
Next dancer, please.
Yeah, I can't objectify women when I know you and you look like that.
Right?
But so, like, maybe that's my own experience in, okay, well, they knew each other, and now, like, one was a police officer and the other one, well, he was a junkie. He was a criminal, a career criminal. But, I don't know. Apparently there are other things with Derek about, like, tax evasion, or the police were gonna, like, the FBI was gonna get involved, and it just, I think he did not get a fair trial. That was my point when I made the comment to Jack Posobiec that Derek Chauvin did not get a fair trial. When he was overcharged, they were trying to get him for first-degree murder, which is supposed to be premeditated, and all this other stuff. Like I would say at best,
no manslaughter, if anything.
Well, I would say maybe like second degree, maybe, but they were saying like felonious assault, and which seems unusual because a felonious assault, assault is a felony or is a crime already, and then you're making it a felonious assault. So felonious assault is, let's say if you're robbing a bank and you end up shooting someone from when you're robbing the bank, that would be like a felonious murder charge. So, if he already assaulted him, adding felonious assault, that doesn't make sense to me. But I'm not a lawyer. I just drive a big metal fucking tube.
Aw.
So,
sorry, way off topic here. Well, back on our earlier topic, I just got a text message from a friend of ours asking if you were safe. They heard about the stuff in BC right now.
Not in BC.
That's what I said. But I thought it was very sweet. So thank you, Sandy.
Yes. Yeah. So yeah, no, I'm going the other way. I'm as far away from BC as I could possibly be.
Good.
So, fortunately. Well, yeah, because BC is just all like Coquihalla. Like there are sections. Like I said, I know those highways. I could drive that highway in my sleep. So
let's not try that, okay? I'm sure you could, but let's not test fate here.
No, there are some guys that have tried. It looks like because they just drive right off the road on a turn that you can clearly see is coming. There's one section. Doesn't matter if it's winter or like summer. Does not matter. It is after. So for anyone that knows the BC area, like not just Vancouver. Okay, Vancouver. There's more outside Vancouver than just Vancouver.
What?
Relax.
That's crazy.
Yeah. It is between Golden, BC, and the Rogers Pass snow sheds.
That's Smasher Hill?
No, that's on the Coquihalla. That is at Great Bear Snow Shed, which is south of Zopkis Brake Check. But so between Rogers Pass snow sheds and Golden, there is one hard turn. If you're coming from the snow sheds, it's a decline more or less all the way, almost all the way to Golden, BC. And there's a sharp left turn. Every single fucking year I would say probably at least once a month, someone hits that concrete barrier and flips.
Ugh.
And on the other side of that concrete barrier is about a 400 or 500 foot drop.
Oh, yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. Those turns always made me so nervous when we'd go through there. As soon as you said Golden, it's exactly what I'm envisioning is the mountain on the one side of you and the big drop on the other.
No, I think you're thinking of the switchbacks.
Maybe.
Where you're thinking where we go really slow, right?
Yeah.
No, not there. Not there. That's on the other side of Golden. That's not at Rogers. So
clearly I don't know my BC that well, okay?
Oh yeah, see, that's the thing. Like I know the Coquihalla. I know those roads. Like I seen like I think it's called Frank Hill is the underpass. The train tracks go over top and it is a sharp, well, I guess it depends what direction you're going, but if you're coming from Hope, it is a sharp, you go sharp left and the train tracks come over top and then you kind of weasel along you're in the Fraser Valley. And the Fraser River is right there. And then you weasel along it. That section is she be tight. Like
a
two
virgin.
semis.
Woo!
Worse. It's more like a crazy porn star that can only fit one giant dildo in. You cannot fit two.
Oh, well then.
No,
That's
at least
definitely worse than what I just said.
yeah. So when I was going through there, I'm fairly certain my trailer hit the mountain because there was a tanker coming the other way, and we could not make that turn together. So I'm pretty sure my tires hit the mountain.
Oh
So
God.
you know that those turns were tight, and then you end up taking it's a hard, sharp right, and that train track that you initially went under, you go underneath it again, and then you start climbing out of that valley. That road, that section right there, gone. Completely gone. And I believe it's called Frank Hill. I can't remember if it's Frank Hill because all I thought was Hank Hill. That's all I ever thought of.
I was just gonna say that. Hey, Bobby.
Yeah. Oh, dang it, Bobby.
You do that so much better than I did.
Oh,
I missed that show.
it was good. It was a good show. I liked it.
Crazy.
But so yeah, so you see like because I was trying to see Coquihalla Highway flooding. Because I'm trying to look at some of these like they don't even look familiar. That's how fucked up these are.
Like that's how washed out they are from the mudslides?
Yeah, like I don't know where that is. I can't tell.
Wow. It's gotta be pretty bad then.
Yeah. I'm trying to. So this looks like okay. So fucking there's a reason I have ad block on, dickhead.
No.
Sorry, I'm trying to look at pictures, but wow. Okay, so that I remember. Oh, I'll send this to you. Hopefully it actually shows. Oh yeah, Nancy Grace. Fuck you. You're a bad person. Yeah, you're a bad person.
Oh boy.
So I don't know if you can see that the picture.
Hold on.
So it's a picture of someone in a car, and then on the right it's well, I guess I don't know if it's a logging route or what. I can't remember what they were doing there.
Okay, it says 7 p.m. Sunday flood watch on the side.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, like I know where that is because I believe if you continue straight, there's it's a, and that's in the valley. Like that's like between Hope and I would say that's Hope and Abbotsford, if not Chilliwack. It's between Hope and Chilliwack.
Wow.
And that's maybe a 45-minute. I can't. There is another town. I know there's another town between. I can't. If there's, fuck, is it? It's like an Esso or like some type of like gas station. It's on the right side, and there are trucks always parked there. There's the it's like a dirt bike, like dirt bike motocross track thing around there.
So what caused all this?
Torrential rain. Some of the worst raining they've seen in decades. They called it an atmospheric river.
Whoa.
So like I'm trying to look at some of these pictures, and it is unrecognizable. Like if at least if they said, "Oh, this is here," I'm like, "Oh, okay, that makes sense." Like I don't know. This Well, and this is all like a lot of it is in the valley. Like What? Oh god, what did I do?
No, nothing. It was just a picture I saw.
Which one? Oh, I see it.
Yeah. Like, look how eaten up that road is.
Oh yeah, it's completely washed out.
Wow. That
So
is
I'm trying,
crazy.
because that is not on the Coca-Cola. That is not. So I don't know where that particular thing is. This looks like, so Dawson Creek. Frick is Dawson Creek. Maybe that's one.
This one here, this picture on the Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola, jeez. The
What?
hold on.
Where the hell is Dawson Creek?
I don't know. You can
Oh,
ask
oh, okay,
Casey.
Dawson Creek. No, Dawson Creek is way north of Prince George. So, uh, this is 2016. Ding dong.
Is it?
You,
Is that one 2016? How can you tell?
yeah. I The 17th of June, 2016.
I don't even see a number beside
You dumb.
it.
Yeah.
Hey, ding dong. Well, whatever. That's still intense from 2016.
Oh my god. So yeah, I guess that's why it doesn't look familiar. I've never been up to Dawson Creek. Frick. Yeah, so if you do look on like the Fuxia, like if you actually look at the website of the picture that you sent me to,
Okay.
yeah, so you can see the picture of. So I don't know where the cover photo is, but the ones that you scroll down a bit on, that looks like, oh, Tank Hill. See, Tank, Frank, Hank. I knew it was something like that. I always thought it as Hank Hill, and I'm like, oh, dang it, Bobby. That's all I
Exactly.
ever thought of. So Highway 1, yeah, because there were a lot around like Spencer's Bridge, a piece of the Transcanada Highway on Vancouver Island. Okay, so that's on Vancouver Island. Yeah, so
Oh, okay. So the first picture I sent you was from 2016, not the
yeah,
second one. The
there was a
second one where
second one.
yeah, because you just literally the picture that I had sent you
Mm,
is the picture in this article, which is clearly showing it's right now.
yeah,
Okay. Okay.
yeah,
So it was that. Oh, okay.
yeah. So yeah, the one that you can see the train tracks, and then the road is just washed out. So if you scroll down a little bit, it just says, "Look from a flyover of BC Highway 1 at Tank
Oh,
Hill near Lighton and Nikoman." Yeah. So there's a road underneath that train track, or at least
there
there
was
was.
one.
Yeah. So and then
God
the
damn
one
it,
below
Bobby.
it, yeah. This one is unfamiliar. The one, well, from Vancouver Island, unfamiliar, and then the one below that, a stream submerged through flooding. Okay, so in Abbotsford, and then sections of the Coca-Cola. So the next one, part of Highway 5 is washed away close to Hope, BC. Like
Aren't you
that.
glad you're not going back and forth from BC anymore right now? That is
See, I
insane.
wonder, and I believe the flooding has actually gotten worse. Like Merritt is underwater. If you look up Merritt, BC, so Merritt flooding.
I know how to spell it. Okay.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if you put like Merit.
Nay, nay.
So I'm trying to see. Apparently, that whole city is underwater. But I don't. Okay, so Highway 5A. 5A. That's. I don't know if that's the scenic route. 5A, Or is that 93? I don't remember. I don't know. I never took that one because I never trusted that in the winter. But I'm trying to see like from the highway.
Holy
Like that.
shit.
I hope everyone can see what you're seeing.
Yeah, here, I'll show you. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
some of the worst flooding in
Click on the article I just sent
where's
you
that? Oh,
and scroll down. You'll see, like, I don't know, pictures of what looks like a river, and then you'll see like a aerial view of like looking down at a town. The Sumas Prairie.
the Sumas Prairie.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah, wow.
that is
On,
insane.
oh, Highway 11. That Highway 11, if I remember correctly, I believe that takes you north towards is that Mission? I think it's Mission, BC. I see. Oh, Highway 11. Oh, towards Sumas. Sorry. Oh yeah, right by Abbotsford. Okay, yeah. But I believe that takes you. I thought that takes you up to Mission, BC. Yep. Damn! Look at that. I still remember.
I'd like to hope
Yeah,
so. You
that.
only
Yeah,
traveled those mountains every week, multiple times for how
yes.
long?
Oh, holy shit! I crossed that Sumas. I haven't crossed there in a long time. Well, not really a long time. It's been a couple months, but yeah, that's right. Yeah, that'll take you straight up. Well, not straight up, but it takes you down to Mission. Wow.
Gee, Sandy,
For deal.
look what you did. Sent us on a rabbit hole of looking at the floods now.
That's. Oh, it's just yeah. I'm happy I'm not there. But if you look at shitty Saskatoon, they got hammered with snow. But anyways, all right. So let's get to a couple of your. Well, I don't know. Do you want to talk about these stories, or you want to talk about other crap? I honestly, I think the Travis Scott thing. So I know that you have those ones. I don't. I haven't looked into it. I've seen like cursory information or like just glancing information on it.
Okay, you're jumping ahead here, but okay.
But I thought, like, how would the organizer be held responsible? Wasn't it like a drug thing?
No. Drug
What
thing.
was it? What happened?
Okay.
All right, tell me what happened then.
Yeah, see, you jumped too far ahead. I was prepared for the first ones. I didn't have anything pulled up for these ones yet. God. Hold on.
Oh, well.
I need to
Okay, so a 9-year-old boy who was
in here. Okay. So for anybody who has been, I guess, heard anything, knows who Travis Scott is. He's a rapper. Okay. So there was this festival, I guess, Astroworld. Now, from what I could see, there were 50,000 people at this concert. 50,000. Like, that's social distancing. Anyway.
That means nothing. It's in Texas, and Texas has none of that because Texas isn't stupid.
Okay. Yeah. So, what had happened was just during his concert, a bunch of people started. They're pushing people at the front,
Okay.
so kind of like a mosh pit type thing, but they were squishing people.
Oh, yeah, they. Okay, yeah.
Okay. So then what ended up happening is that some people started going down or needing like ambulance. Like they're having a hard time breathing. So as people started noticing that, okay, are having a hard time breathing, they were able to get somewhat out of there, somewhat, and ambulances were called. Now, an ambulance was called. It was trying to get through the crowd. And what ended up happening is, other than the fact that there was two idiots that decided to jump on top of the ambulance and start jumping up and down as it's trying to get through the crowd to get to these people to give them help.
Yeah.
The ambulance, the EMT or whatever, were able to get to some of these people. Now, what ended up happening is that once Travis Scott had seen the ambulance, he kind of stopped, like the music stops and he mentions there's an ambulance and he was like, whoa. And then you can see like the cameras on him and he looks very concerned. And he was just kind of standing there for a sec, kind of looking around. And then he just continued the show and then brings Drake out and then they start doing their song. Now, at that point, the crowd got even more intense. So there was tons of people that started rushing at the crowd. And what ended up happening, unfortunately, is it was said that there were 9 people who died. But it was just reported that one of the kids, who was a 9-year-old kid, and his dad had taken him to this concert, and he was on top of his dad's shoulders. His name was Ezra. He was on top of his dad's shoulders so he could see better. And people started pushing into the dad, and he was, trying to get out of there and whatever, and people were not letting him move. He ended up getting kind of like suffocated and he passed out. So he passed out. What happened? The 9-year-old kid who was on his shoulders also went down. The crowd trampled this poor kid. The dad got trampled pretty bad. They were able to get him out. This kid was in the hospital in intensive care with absolute horrid, bruising and kicks and the kid ended up just dying. It was reported that he died. So there was 10 people who have died. Now, there were 2 people who actually rushed up on the stage. They jumped up on the stage and they were trying to get the camera guy to signal for the camera to look into the crowd and get the concert to stop. Like these 2 kids were trying so hard to get them to stop because people were being trampled and nobody listened to them. So anybody who's watching right now, I have up on the screen the 10 people who did die. They were all very young. There was an Axel Acosta. He was 21. Danish Beg, 27. Ezra Blunant. Sorry if I'm saying any of these names wrong. He was 9. Madison Debeski, 23. John Hebert, 14. Jacob Jernek, 20. Franco Patino, 21. Rudy Pina, 23. Brianna Rodriguez, 16. And Shardy Shahena, 22. So all these young people ended up getting horribly trampled to death. So,
well, was the music worth it? Like, is this guy good? Like, good enough to die for?
No. I mean,
then
nobody is. Nobody's going to be good enough for somebody to die for.
Okay, so why are they looking at holding? Like, are they looking at holding Travis Scott criminally responsible?
I think, I don't know. There's so many speculations. Like at the beginning of the concert, he had made a comment about he was going to hell and I'm taking everybody with me. And, he's made comments before that, oh, I like the blood. And, they're picking little parts from what he had said or whatever. And they're kind of trying to hold him responsible. Now, the thing is, it wasn't his fault. Like, I guess his lawyer's kind of saying, well, he's up on the stage. There's bright lights and stuff going on his face. Like, nobody knew what was happening down there. Like, somebody should have signaled to them that this was happening for it to stop, but they didn't know. They just thought, oh, okay, maybe someone having an issue. The ambulance was called. Okay. All right. Well, nobody's saying anything, so I guess we're good to go. So, I mean, you can't really hold the guy accountable for that. Now, I guess a lot of people are having a lot of issues with the fact that he's not doing anything. From what I read in some things that he has been trying to reach out to the families and help out. I don't whether that's true or not, I don't know. Before I had heard that they were mad because he wasn't reaching out. So I don't know if that maybe caused him to reach out or if he already was. I don't know the full details of that. I'm not his manager. But I mean, it is a absolute tragedy that any of this stuff had happened. I mean, you go to a concert and yes, you're excited and the music's going and you're in the moment, but I don't think I've ever been at a concert where I've seen someone go down and someone not bend down and pick them up.
Yeah.
Even in a metal band where there's a mosh pit going on. Like this isn't just
Yeah.
people like, yeah, okay, let's rap. No, this is a mosh pit where people are banging into each other. But you know what? As aggressive as that is, when someone goes down, they pick you up. And they were
Yeah.
literally,
There was. Sorry.
I was just going to say, with these kids and stuff, they were literally crowd surfing their bodies out. Like, how gross. And how it's heartbreaking. It really is. Like, this should never have happened.
Okay, so I think so. I was there, well. There was I was at a Marilyn Manson concert, and we were on the floor, and well, we were in the mosh pit, and that was one thing that was incredible to me. I got knocked over and I got pushed on the ground, and the next thing that happened were hands, like hands grabbing me and pulling me up.
Yeah.
Like it was immediate. Yeah, because and the crazy, like, I'm sure people have died in concerts before. Like there are stories of someone falls and people step on the person and they suffocate. They get trampled on.
Or they get pushed against those bars really hard in the front, which is normally why you have security there. And I've seen security officers pull them out.
Yeah. Yeah. And so I wonder, like, I'm sure the security, yeah, because if people are like, they're supposed to be watching that front line, or they'll push people back. They'll say like, hey, you can't be against the railing. And then if you get pushed against it, yeah, you can't get out. Yeah, they'll pull you out. So I don't think Travis Scott, obviously, I think he didn't do it on purpose. Was it a communication breakdown? Because the security there would be saying, "Hey, stop!" Like I'm sure there's going to be some kind of thing in place that, hey, in the event that shit's going sideways, whether it's like a panic button or something, whether security is going to, there's going to be new procedures for security where I'm sure it'll be security that will ultimately be held liable. Because
it said that there was over 500 officers that were working the festival, but there was an estimated 55,000 people there. There's only so much that those officers can do.
They can. No, I don't buy that. I don't agree with that at all. I don't. If one officer sees that, hey, this shit's getting out of control, they could radio in and say, hey, we need to stop this. And you could,
like, at that point, like, yes, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
I'm saying, like, to stop somebody getting injured, like to some degree, like I'm thinking like the people that at the front where they're trying to push them back or whatever, at some degree, yes. But I mean, there also has to be some accountability that's laid on the people in the concert. I mean, there was a man standing in front of people who had a 9-year-old little boy sitting on his shoulders. You've seen him go down. You've seen the kid go down. You cannot be that oblivious to not see somebody go down right in front of you and not sit there and try to help them, or like motion to people around you like, hey, people fell. We have to help them. Like,
yeah, see, I remember, so this kind of puts it into a different light, because I remember, maybe I'm kind of blurring it a bit, but I think it was Aerosmith said that the security guards cannot watch. they cannot watch the concert. If I remember correctly, maybe just because like Steven Tyler was an asshole. Maybe it was maybe it was like GNR. I wouldn't be surprised if it was Axl Rose because Axl Rose is a piece of shit. So I wouldn't be surprised if it was Axl Rose. And
it makes sense though. Like they shouldn't be watching the show. They need to be watching the crowd.
Well, and that's I'm sure Axl Rose wasn't thinking that way because Axl Rose is just a dick. But
yeah,
did you ever see those memes about Axl Rose? Like he tried to sue people because they were making memes about him being fat.
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Whatever, you got old, you got a little chunky, just own it. Who cares?
Let's see, Axl Rose memes. Yeah. So they
I don't know. I mean, maybe like going back to this, but like I don't know if they're trying to, you said that they're trying to go after the people who put on the concert. I mean, there should have been better security in place or better something instead of just literally having 50,000 people all in one big lump. Like there should have been, I don't know. That's just, it's absolutely mind-boggling to me that any of that even happened. Like, yes, there's always going to be something's going to happen. You know, like either they're jumping around too much and oh God, they have a heart attack, or like there are bad things that are going to happen. But 10 people got trampled to death.
Yeah. Well, they're Okay, but so yeah. So with regards to the memes, unflattering images of the musician are still floating around, some of which have been used for the Fat Axl meme. Doesn't look like Rose isn't too happy about it, and he's reportedly issued takedown notices for several of those images. According to the Lumen database, which compiles legal complaints regarding the removal of online material, Rose claimed copyright infringement on 4 images, although Lumen notes that they cannot publish an example image as no permission has been granted. Yeah, so he tried to shut down the internet, like total Streisand effect. And that's the funny thing with the internet. The second you say, "Hey, don't do that," and you try to like get lawyers involved,
oh my God, right? Blows up, baby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no one cared about Barbara Streisand's house until she said that I wanted it removed. Right. And then all of a sudden, there you go. Yeah. Here's your house everywhere.
Yeah. I mean, I don't really know. Like, I would like to think with Travis Scott that there really is remorse there. I mean, if I was an entertainer and something like that happened at my concert, I would feel devastated. I would feel absolutely horrible. I mean, I would really like to hope that he did. And a lot of people are making speculations that he was high on something, which is why when he was like, whoa, like there's an ambulance, and then he just kind of stared off for a while and then carried on. Like maybe it was just, he was under the influence and it didn't sink in the severity of the situation. Like who knows what actually happened and what he was influenced under or not, but the fact of the matter is that the tragedy still happened. So there needs to be better things put in place for something like that not to happen again.
Oh, there's 100%.
What?
You see that? You see that picture I sent you? Welcome to the buffet. It's got pork and cheese. It's got everything you want from Italian to Chinese at the buffet. Welcome to the buffet. Can no longer see my knees. I want seconds, please.
See, but you had to sing it to it.
Yeah. Oh, it's just
that's funny.
Oh yeah, no, sorry. Yeah, someone's no, there's going to be wrongful death suits, and it is unfortunate, and I'm sure there's going to be some increased scrutiny in terms of security procedures or something, something, something is going to come from this. So,
Yeah,
of
100%.
what?
It's like, I wonder if they'll be counted as
Canada's
COVID deaths.
Coke? What?
That I wonder if they'll be counted as COVID deaths.
Oh, okay. I thought you said they'll be counted as Canada something, or they'll be Canada's something. That's why I didn't understand. Oh, 100% they'll be counted as COVID deaths.
No, I just had to be super offensive and make people go, oh.
No, yeah, they'll. I'd be surprised if they weren't. To be fair.
But yeah, sorry. It's what I do.
Well,
I crack a joke to take away from the severity of things because that whole situation's pretty sad.
all right. Do you think? Just hear me out. Do you think maybe his music was that bad that they just wanted it over?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
All right. So
Definitely not.
from people unintentionally dying to people that probably should have died, fucking morons. Not the concert goers. Not the concert goers. I'm not that callous. I could be pretty callous, but the one that
Yeah.
you have about the woman throwing money at lions.
Oh, see, you keep jumping ahead of me, baby. Come on, man. Okay. So hold on. We're gonna go from one super
Well,
bad
okay.
thing into the next super bad thing.
Okay, so the thing with the China thing is I don't care because that's what China does. Everyone knows that's what China does. You are a means to an end. You are expendable. That's all China is. So I'm not surprised that China would kill someone's dog. For fuck's sakes, they'll probably eat the thing for dinner that night.
But
So
okay. Relax yourself for a second. So to anybody who's unaware of what we're talking about, I'm like, what the hell? Okay. So I
yeah,
stumbled across
is
this.
that a stereotype?
Yeah.
It's a joke.
Yeah.
It's a joke, okay? I'm sure they would say, "Oh, look, Canada, why are you just gonna lather yourself in maple syrup and shove it up your nose?"
Yes. Who
Maybe.
doesn't do that on Fridays? That's what I'd like to know. But anyway, okay. So what had happened is that there was an article that I had stumbled across that said outcry in China after COVID health workers kill dog while owners in quarantine. So what had happened is this person was at home in quarantine, or not at home, they were in a hotel, sorry, that didn't allow animals. But what had happened is healthcare workers came inside the apartment while the lady was in quarantine and they beat her dog to death. Now, it was actually in a video purportedly from the apartment security camera posted online. The two PPE wearing individuals were shown hitting the dog with what looked like a crowbar. So it wasn't that they had euthanized the animal, they brutally beat this poor dog. So
Well,
that's where the
that's what
outcry comes from. Now,
yeah,
there
well,
are
that's what they do. That's what China does. Like, why waste a bullet? You're not even worth the bullet. I'm sorry, like that's China. That's what China is.
It's disgusting. I mean, there was also after or later on in the article or whatever, it would had also talked about other people who they were in quarantine or somebody was in a hospital and they had come in and tested people's cats and they tested positive and euthanized them. So but the thing is that they were I think what the annoying thing is the Changaroo City authorities had apologized on Saturday night for not communicating with the dog's owner and says that the worker in question had been dismissed from their role. It claimed that the dog had been dealt with through harmless treatment, but then yet it was shown on this camera that clearly the dog was not dealt with through harmless treatment. It was brutally beaten. But these other people, like, I guess kind of where the outcry comes from is that they were going in and they were killing these people's cats too. They were euthanizing these cats. Some of them had tested positive for COVID, but it's been proven that, yes, people can give COVID to pets, but pets cannot reinfect humans. Like it cannot be transferred back to a human. So the reasons for it are kind of, like why? Like there is no reason for that. So that's
Well,
kind of, but in those means, they were maybe more humane, but it's with the dog that caused the huge outcry.
Yeah, you know what? To be fair, I'm not surprised. I'm not. Unfortunately, that's the way that the government looks at. That's the way that the government looks at its own people. Unfortunately, like for me, I would hope that there should be a revolution in China. 100%.
Yeah.
Like what does it take? They'll kill their own citizens en masse for whatever reason. They'll do it. They have no problem with that. So, yeah, I think there should be a revolution in China, and I would support a revolution. Look at what they did to Hong Kong, and like this is where I get a little I got a little ticked off. Like, hey, I was a fan of Blizzard. I played Blizzard games from when I was a kid, playing Warcraft 1. The original, no, it wasn't even Warcraft 1 then. It was just called Warcraft. I played Warcraft when I was a kid. I played Diablo when I was a kid. The original Diablo. Anyone remember Godly Plate of the Whale? Yo. That wasn't from me, but I remember that. Warcraft 2. I played Warcraft 3. I played World of Warcraft, Diablo 2, Diablo 3. Yeah, Hearthstone. So I was a big Blizzard fan. And then they pulled this shit with China. Where people were saying free Hong Kong and Blizzard was hiding it and banning people for saying it. Done. So when you delete, and this is to prove that I actually did. When you delete your Blizzard account, all your games you bought go with it, and it says you have 2 weeks to reverse this decision. But once it is done, the game, your account is gone indefinitely. So
wow.
Just proof that I actually, there's hundreds of dollars. I played World of Warcraft. I played vanilla. I played up to Wrath of the Lich King. Then I stopped for a little while, and then I played Cataclysm. So this is so I bought and I supported Blizzard as a company. And those are all games that I play, and I enjoyed playing. I played StarCraft. Fuck yeah, StarCraft 1, StarCraft 2. And then, StarCraft, and then it was Brood War, and then StarCraft 2, and then, I guess there was Wings of Liberty. Yeah, I had almost every single game that Blizzard put out. I bought it. I bought Diablo 3, and then, I didn't get not Path of Exile. That's a Chinese version that apparently is a lot better. But I played Diablo 3. I didn't play. The fuck was the next one? Lord, I can't remember. Only reason I stopped playing Diablo 3 was the Real Money Auction Mart. That killed it for me. I stopped playing Diablo 3 right there. So since you don't know what it is, Kim, but so Diablo is like a looter, isometric. So it's like third party or third person, not a third person. It's isometric. So you're like looking top down. And I guess the kids played frickin' Diablo. So, but you would find items, and then they had an auction mart. So you used to be able to take the items that you didn't want or didn't use, and you could sell them on the auction mart. Well, then they turned it into money. You could spend real money on this stuff. Destroyed the game because it was no longer playing a game for fun to get your character really strong. You are now playing to make money. Killed the game for me.
Yeah.
So, I played them a lot. For anyone, they probably won't know this, but I was for World of Warcraft. When it was level 60, we used to play all the battleground stuff. Warsong Gulch. Played the shit out of that. When you could only hit level 60 and all the best equipment was locked behind Bloodsong Gulch. Yeah, so I did all that stuff. And then when I got back when I was playing for Cataclysm, it was okay. The story was cool. I liked the story. I always liked the story of Warcraft, but It was okay. But then Mista Pandaria came out, and I just, I'm not interested. No thanks. And that's where I called it quits. And then they've had multiple updates since then, and I just, but so yeah. So I'm just kind of, I'm not soft flexing. I'm just saying, like, hey, this was someone that was a Blizzard fan. I loved all their games. And so after that 2 weeks, okay, I'm done. Like I said, I played Hearthstone. I was playing Hearthstone, deleted it after the Hong Kong thing, gone.
Yeah, which really sucked because I really liked playing that with you. I haven't played it since either.
Yeah, and no, and I enjoyed that game. I deleted it. I'm sorry. I'm not supporting a company that sides with an authoritarian government and openly supports it. That blocks the free Hong Kong. NBA did that. A lot of our movies have done that. I'm sorry. I won't. And to be fair, so for anyone, critical drinker, bit of a pessimist. He kind of, he seems like the kind of person that kind of reminisces about how movies used to be, which a lot of people say the same thing. Movies today aren't engaging anymore. They're just not. Like it's crazy. Like when I watch Terminator 1, Terminator 2, maybe Terminator 3, and that's about it. That's where the franchise ends for me, because all the other ones fucking suck. I have no interest in seeing that. I just see the reviews.
Yeah,
I have no interest.
I've seen them all, and they really weren't as good. My favorite one still to this day is Terminator 2.
Yeah. Yeah, the story, and it's so funny. Like, people complain, well, women are just they're just property or damsel in distress. Sarah Connor, hello,
right?
Sarah Connor, possibly one of the most iconic characters in like action movie history. Sarah Connor and Ripley from the Alien franchise, a badass woman, but they didn't slap you in the face to say, I don't need no man. It wasn't the overt politicking, the gender stuff, all that type of crap. Like, no one thought, oh, it's a woman, I'm not watching this. Isn't it crazy to think that Arnold was supposed to be like the action hero, but it was Sarah Connor. Well, I guess it was Arnold as the Terminator was supposed to be the action hero, but it was Sarah Connor. You understood her story, like it's what every mom goes through, that maternal instinct of protecting your children, and look at what she did.
Yeah.
Like, look at like, the Alien franchise. And then they went and screwed it up. And I was just seeing like a thing for Terminator Dark Fate. And they killed John Connor.
Oh, well, there that goes.
Like, okay, Terminator 1 was supposed to stop the Terminator. And remember, Kyle Reese meets Sarah Connor because they ended up falling in love, and they ended up having the baby that was supposed to be the leader of the resistance against Skynet. And you looked at Kyle Reese, and he looked like an emaciated soldier that just is fighting to stay alive. Like, he portrayed like someone that was just fighting. Like, that's all he knows is fighting. You could see he's paranoid. He's disheveled. He looks emaciated. Was I using too big of words?
No, I know the words. Okay.
Okay.
I knew.
Okay, he just really quiet.
Well, because you're talking.
Okay. But, and then you see like Sarah Connor. Okay, well, you could see the progression of her from Terminator 1 and Terminator 2. Like, what?
Did I use too big of words for you?
You say I use big words and you don't understand me, so sorry.
No, but see, I'm okay. I am secure enough in myself to be able to say I don't understand that word. What does that mean?
Okay.
I can ask questions.
Okay. But like you could see that progression of her from, someone that had no idea what was going on. She was just scared. And then you see in Terminator 2, okay, well now, Kyle Reese is, well, if anyone hasn't seen Terminator, the movie's been out for about 40 years, so sorry for a spoiler. Kyle Reese dies. Kyle Reese dies. He dies in Terminator 1.
Aw, man. You ruined it.
Yeah, so, it's, and so, like, you see a lot of these remakes and reboots, and people complain about, like, well, you're not honoring the franchise. And then, well, I just wanted to change it up for the sake of changing it up. But everyone loves to see the hero's journey. And I'm sure we've talked about this before on our podcast, but people like to see the rags to riches. When I was listening to the Critical Thinker, and one thing that he had said was, people like to get invested, like when the stakes are high. When, like, the whole movie of like Terminator 1 was, this is one Terminator. It's just one. But you can see how Kyle Reese is like, yeah, it's one, and he knows what these things are capable of. He's been fighting them his whole life. And that comes through like that. I never really considered that when I watched it when I was a kid. Now when I look back at it, it's like, yeah, you can see that in the movie. This is just one Terminator, and this guy's doing everything just to get away from it. Like, he's trying to find a way to destroy it. And yeah, just for the sake and hand wavy and, oh, well, they've always been an expert. They've always been so good at this. Like you've seen John Connor go from a kid to, well, he was supposed to be, well, at the end of Terminator 3. Okay, well, in Terminator 3, well, I guess with Terminator 2, how they ended up blowing up Skynet. Okay, but then it was, for Terminator 3, you only postponed Judgment Day. Judgment Day was still coming. So you just postponed it. It's still going to happen. And then they end up getting to the bunker. I can't remember who got John Connor, or was it it was the Terminator got them into the bunker because the nukes were going to go off anyway. So he ended up locking them in the bunker because Judgment Day was going to happen at the end of Terminator 3. And then that's kind of where the story just ends. Like, it doesn't progress. There's no future war combat. Judgment Day happens, and then the rise of the machines. Nothing. And then what? Well, it's killed John Connor just because. Oh, I wanted to change it up. Now we have a woman that, instead of being, kind of thrust into this position that they didn't want to be in, or they understood what was coming and they have to deal with that situation. It's just, well, now it's woman. It's woman John Connor. And she's suddenly an expert in everything.
Sweet.
Like,
I'm intrigued already.
like how do you get it? How do you get excited from that?
I don't know. Maybe all those people out there that are like, yeah, damn the man. It should be a woman's world. They're probably all excited. They're like, yeah, woman's taking over. Woo! No.
Like, but I think that's so dishonest and I think that's actually like a disservice to women. Call me sexist, but women aren't perfect.
What?
They're not
Shut
the best
your
at
mouth.
everything.
Shut your mouth.
I know. Controversial statement. women aren't perfect, unlike
Oh.
men.
Yes, master.
But people like seeing that, like, because then you just come off like when someone is, someone is just thrown into a movie, and because it's woman, I'm amazing at everything, and I have like they're gonna win. Like they're the best, they're the strongest, they're the most the most intelligent, the everything. They're
Gal
just perfect.
Gadot. Perfect.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman,
yeah,
baby.
yeah. So there's no stakes. Like at least with Avengers, Tony Stark fucking dies. So there was stakes there. He was going to die. If he didn't do blah, okay, then the world gets destroyed. Those are the stakes. He makes the ultimate sacrifice. He gives up his life. Sorry, did you know that?
No, thanks for ruining it for me.
Oh. Well, it's called
Surprise!
Endgame.
No.
It's called Endgame for a reason.
I'm huge into the Marvels, so don't you worry. They're all good. No spoilers
Okay.
there. So, speaking of crazy people,
Oh god.
we're going to jump right into the one that you already jumped to ahead of me. So,
Yeah, the Darwin Award contestants.
yeah. Police looking for a woman who taunted lion and other animals at the Bronx Zoo. Yes, we're taking it to the States today, people. So this crazy bee here, as you can see, this is taken off of NBCNewYork.com. You can see the video in the background here. She decided to jump into a lion enclosure and was like waving and dancing. Oh yeah, check out those dance moves. Yeah. At the lions there. Now they're saying that there was apparently like a moat or something. So she was okay, thankfully. But then she had also jumped into where there's like giraffes and stuff. She jumped into that enclosure as well. So they were looking at her. She has been identified as someone by the name of Maya Autry. So not really sure what the hell she was thinking there. I mean, luckily nothing had happened, but she's one of those people where if you would have like read an article, woman mauled at zoo by lion after jumping in enclosure, you'd be like, well, would I feel bad? No, I really wouldn't. Then, not only do we have this one here, but we also have another dumbass who also decided to climb over a zoo barrier and started throwing $100 bills at a male lion. Yeah. And she was spouting a blonde wig, a bright red dress, and a leopard print shawl. And she could be heard saying, "I miss him so much," and throwing money into the air. "King, I love you. I came back to you," the woman exclaimed. Really? Really?
Like
This is what our world is? Freaking dumbasses?
Oh, and unfortunately, those animals would be dealt like Harambe.
Well, and that's what makes me mad. Because if that lion decided to be like, "Get this bitch out of here," jumped over the damn thing, mauled her to death, what do you think is going to happen? Well, okay, now the dumbass woman is dead, which by fault of her own for being dumb. But then this poor lion is going to get put to sleep because of some dumbassery.
They would not be put to sleep. They would be shot and killed.
Yeah, well, I was trying to say it nice. Yeah.
No, what the hell?
No, I don't know.
Because it's like those are Darwin Award recipients. Like lions, hello. Like does anyone have a cat? Has anyone seen what a little 10-pound cat will do to you?
Yeah.
Now just add a 0 on the end of that. And that's what these cats will do to you. They're giant.
100%. Like
they are killing machines.
Yeah. The woman at the first one, the Maya Autry, I can talk. That was from 2019. And then apparently this other woman just recently throwing the $100 bill. What is she doing? Throwing the $100 bills at the line? Like, what?
People are.
What is that? Like, To really? What is that lion going to do with your money?
They I think they should get a Darwin Award. I think they should.
I think they should get an award that literally has like a mold of an ass, and then it's got the word dumb written right across it. I think that's the kind of award they should get.
No, they're much more fitting of a Darwin Award. 100%. You do know what a Darwin Award is, right?
Yes. But does the listeners know what a Darwin Award is?
Oh, okay. So for anyone that doesn't know, a Darwin Award is when you do something so dumb. So Darwin, being the father of evolution, you do something so dumb, your Darwin Award is you die.
Oh,
that's the Darwin Award.
I mean,
you do something so stupid. So climbing into a lion's enclosure, you might deserve a Darwin Award because you're that fucking dumb. It's culling the weak, survival of the fittest.
Right. Like, I don't know what goes on in these people's heads. Like, were they like, is she really that mentally unstable where she literally thinks that she was like a lion reincarnated into a human being and she came back to her king? Like, does she really think that in her brain? Or is she like, oh, I'm above everything. They're not going to hurt me. Everything loves me. You see, look, I can climb into here and they won't hurt me. Like, I just really want to know what was going on in your head. What was going on in your head? And what was with the money? I mean, if you want to throw $100 bills, honey, I will shake my tushy for $100 bill. You can come throw some $100 bills at me. Why are you throwing it at a lion? What is he going to do with it?
Well, and what's crazy is like that moat. Those lions can jump that moat if they wanted to.
I know. Like looking at that picture, I'm like, really? There ain't much there. 100% those things can jump.
Well, it's maybe like an 8-foot gap, maybe like a 10-foot, like an 8-foot drop, a 10-foot gap, maybe. That would be my guess for the moat. Well, yeah, those things can jump up like 10 feet up a tree, easy, with stuff in their mouth.
Yeah,
if they needed to, like, back when we used to roam the plains of Africa, dumbasses were. Like the dumb ones were just sorted out. There was a great filter all around us. And we've made the world so easy that dummies like this exist.
Right. I mean, I guess just life is just that boring that she was just like, you know what? I'm going to go live on the edge for a minute. Or, like I said, she's just that mentally unstable. And if that is the case, I mean, regardless, this woman in red and leopard print, she needs help.
It's cool how I'm trying to actually look at the video, and it just keeps sending me to Kyle Rittenhouse stuff.
Every video I've tried playing, that's exactly the thing that like comes in the corner. Every time I pause it, it shows that.
Hey, you want to see the deliberation? Yeah, I was watching it. It was an entire day of deliberation.
Do they come with a verdict yet?
No, it'll probably be tomorrow.
I need to know. This guy better get off. He better be found not guilty.
Excuse me? Okay, that's better wording.
Yeah, well, it's all about the wording, people.
Well, maybe we can talk about it tomorrow.
Yes,
I don't know. I watched the court case. It was well, actually, if I'm sure no one has stuck around this long, but Ricada Law has been live streaming every single day, so I'm sure you could see me sitting in the comments somewhere. So
creepy.
Or I should say us in the comments somewhere.
Yeah, I was there.
But I think they're supposed to start again for 9 a.m. tomorrow, so I will be up and I will be watching.
Cool. All right. Well, I can't wait for you to give me the 4-1 to the 1 on that shit. So I got one last article to share with you. It's a quick one, but a little learning lesson for people. So there was a woman, Megan Allen, who had purchased a doorbell camera last week. She was getting weird vibes from her neighbor. She said that he had offered to mow the lawn and came across as just being a friendly neighbor, but his vibes were very aggressive. And like he would say good morning, good night, and beautiful lady, this and that, which I mean doesn't sound that bad. However, she got the creepy feeling. Okay. Now, because she got the creepy feeling, she decided to install this camera doorbell. Okay, spit it out. And within a couple days, she had actually gotten a ping on her phone stating that there was movement at the door. And she was looking on it. She saw her creepy neighbor with a knife trying to break into her house. And she was actively like, she was screaming at him, like telling him, like, I called the police. And he didn't stop apparently until he actually heard sirens. There was an on foot chase. And they were able to finally capture the 29-year-old. But, just a little, you got that intuition. Yeah, little F your eye here. You got that intuition in you. You get that creepy feeling. Trust it. It was a very good thing that she trusted that instinct, because had she not, the guy probably would have been into her house. And dude, he was coming with a knife. Like, what was he going to do? Say hi? Want a coffee? I don't think so. Something bad would have really happened. So
You don't know that.
Oh, I know that. Do you see his shady eyes? Look at him. Sketchy eyes. Yeah.
Yeah, well, he might have shady eyes, but that doesn't mean anything. So what? He was there with a knife. People need to chill out a little bit.
Yeah. And a hoodie and trying to mask his face. Like, he was not there to say hi.
COVID. Hello?
Sorry. He was protecting himself against COVID while breaking in. Yes. My bad.
Exactly.
That's all I was. No big.
It's funny. It's funny in the States. So they have like photos, like some places, like, you cannot wear these masks, and it's like a balaclava.
Okay. Well, yeah.
Like,
that makes sense. The mouth is open.
Well, neck gaiters are okay, but you can't wear a balaclava. Like, you can't wear a traditional, like, robbery mask. But we're totally okay with everything else.
Yeah, but the balaclavas, those have an open mouth.
Some do, some don't.
Oh, all the ones that I've seen always have an open mouth. So I'm like, well, it kind of makes sense.
Yeah, some do, some don't.
Yeah, it was actually kind of comical because do you remember that Deadpool looking mask that our oldest made?
No.
Okay. Anyway, he went into the store the other day and he had like a mask underneath it, but he was wearing that one when he walked in. And he's like, oh, I'm surprised no one stopped me. He just carried on. Like, I'm at this point, I don't even think it really, clearly it didn't affect anybody. Probably just seen a mask.
No.
Like, okay. Whatever.
Yeah. All right. It's not a medical mask. It's not going to do a fucking thing, but we're all playing this stupid game. So,
Yeah. So, to anybody who did stick around this long, thank you. We love you. Platonically. But anybody else who didn't, rude. we had some, we had some good conversations. We had some sad conversations. But
I don't think they need a recap.
They do. They need to know all of it all over again. I'm just kidding.
Please no.
So don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, check us out on our socials, and you can listen to us anywhere you want to listen to podcasts. It'll be all in the description box below, along with any of the articles that I talked about today. And yeah, hope everybody is having a fantastic week so far. Happy hump day. Boom chicka wow wow. And We will catch you guys on Friday.
Bye.
Bye. Oh my God. Get me out of here.